So the draft next Thursday, and the Commanders got some big moves to make. And we all know the most important thing we need in this draft is a quarterback. And right after that is an offensive tackle. Seeing as though we don't have Charles Leno and we don't have Sam Howell anymore, we understand that that is very important. And of course it's very important for us to go out and get somebody that's going to last for a very long time, hopefully. And, somebody we can put our faith in and actually call our franchise quarterback. And, last season we felt like it was Sam Howell, but it was kind of forced. And I think the predicament he was in didn't allow him to, have the best year. And that was mostly because he wasn't as developed as we thought he was. And we knew that coming in to last season. We knew that, seeing as he was a 5th round pick. And so many people felt like at one point he was a 1st round draft pick, but his last season made him a 5th round pick. And when we got him, we still felt like he had a lot. And of course, Sam Howell is great. He can get the ball down the field. He can make throws. But the one thing that really made us not do great last season was the fact that he created a lot of turnovers for us. He threw a lot of interceptions. And that was really something that we couldn't have going into this season. We got to get somebody that can understand when to throw and when not to. And of course, that could have been the offensive line that he played under. It could have also went to Eric Bieniemy and how he refused to run the ball more than passing the ball. And I think this season we're addressing the huge issues, seeing that we have Adam Peters who came in, and we also got Dan Quinn and Josh Harris. This is his official year, really starting. And this is his opportunity, not just him, but everybody else, opportunity to go out and get a franchise quarterback. So we're just about to experience this through his eyes. And I just enjoy what he's been creating with the Commanders, because I feel like this is a whole new culture. And I think this is a whole new team. And I think we've kept the players that we need to keep, like Brian Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Jonathan Allen. Like, we still have some great people on this team that give us a foundation to build around. And I think with us bringing in guys like Bobby Wagner, Jeremy Chin, Frankie Louvu, that's going to give us some charisma on the defense. Because last season, we know that we had Cody Barton and Jamin Davis back there, but they really didn't make a huge difference. They wasn't really turning over the ball. They wasn't getting the turnovers like we wanted. And then we also had Cameron Curl. He wasn't doing the things we wanted him to do. But that was some of the reason why we got rid of him. He wasn't a huge game changer. So we brought in guys like Jeremy Chin. And we brought in a guy that can come in and really change the dynamic of a game. And not just make plays, but create turnovers. And I think with us having a guy like Bobby Wagner, that's going to take us to a whole nother level, because his experience going to the Pro Bowl multiple years is everything that we need on the defense. And think about it. He's in charge. So that's more of a reason why we're going to be great on defense, because he's going to control everything. And he's basically the quarterback on the defense. And you got to think about this. Not only that he's on defense is beneficial, but the fact that he's going to be playing against our offense, no matter who we get in the draft, whether that be Drake May or Jayden Daniels, they're going to benefit from playing against a Bobby Wagner, a Frankie Louvu, a Jamin Davis, a Deron Payne, a Jonathan Allen, a Dorrance Armstrong on the other side. That is just that alone is just a dynamic defense to play against. And then you got guys like Michael Davis, who we brought in from the Chargers, and you think about what we need and what we have so far, it's only getting better. And right now, the most important thing is us getting a quarterback. And I feel like we should go out and get Jayden Daniels. And then we should also next get an offensive tackle. And whether that be in the 2nd round or if we were to trade our 36th and our 40th pick, to get a first round pick, I don't care. Just as long as we do that next, that's the next priority. Of course, we thought last season that that's what we were going to do, but because we brought in a new regime and we fired Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera, it was time to start fresh. So we kind of had to cross off that idea and start fresh. And of course, they feel like with Cliff Kingsbury coming in, Cliff doesn't feel confident in Sam Howell. So, and of course, the fact that we have the opportunity to get a first round quarterback with the second overall pick, and we're not passing that up. So it was only best that we get rid of Sam Howell, seeing as though he would have tried to compete. And it's nothing wrong with competing, but I think we're moving in a different direction where we don't want to go forward with Sam Howell. We want to move forward with somebody fresh, give somebody else a new start, and allow us to have a new start, And I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't trade back, because this is a huge and big opportunity for us to take advantage of. And of course, we got that opportunity to trade up, but I believe what we have right now on the team, we don't have the opportunity to really give up anything, because I feel like everything is necessary. And if we were to give up something, I just feel like it should just only be draft capital. We should only be giving up draft picks. But if we wish to move up to get Caleb Williams. But of course, we see that the Bears are not moving, not budging, and they've both shown interest in each other. So it seems like we got to move on. And we moving on to Jayden Daniels. And I feel like he's the next best thing without Caleb Williams. If we can't have Caleb, get Jayden. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Jayden, because he's shown that he can throw at a high level and not cause a lot of turnovers. Like, that man threw for 40 touchdowns last season and only threw 4 interceptions. And then ran 10 touchdowns. So it shows that he's good either way the game goes. He can run it, he can pass it, he can extend plays. He's scary. Honestly, a defense will be scared of him. And think about him going against Bobby Wagner every single day at practice. How that's going to allow him to develop at a faster rate. And, a guy like Robert Griffin III came out and spoke about when he came into the league and he went up against a guy like London Fletcher. And he talked about going against him in practice allowed him to better himself when he went against guys like Ray Lewis, guys like Brian Urlacher, because he had guys to go up against that were high level in practice. And that's one thing that Jayden is going to have. And I think that's going to really benefit him. And I really do appreciate what we have so far. I'm just excited for what's next, because Adam Peters so far has not let me down. I think this season they're really trying to go up. And we're going to see, because it's a different defense. We got a defense that really is controlled by a monster. Dan Quinn is a beast. Even with Joe Witt Jr., he's a beast. And Joe Witt Jr. came out and said that he's going to be basically doing with what Dan Quinn asks of him. And in my head, I'm thinking, this is going to be the exact same thing that happened with the Cowboys. It's going to be the exact same thing that probably happened with the Seahawks. We're going to get a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. And it's going to allow us to really be better than we were last season. Last season, we couldn't stop nothing. We were last in defense. And I think this season, it's not going to be the same. I think we are going to be a playoff defense. I think our defense is going to be top notch. And another thing that we need, and I think, and like I said before, the defensive ends, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think what we have so far is fine. I think we're going to have people that go out there and fight for a job. And I think we're going to have guys that want to fight and actually earn a spot. So I think Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen will be straight. They won't have to, do all the work. They'll have some fighters on the ends. But then also, we need a big wide receiver. And, of course, that has really and it's been a huge issue because we got rid of Curtis Samuel. Of course, we got Zach Ertz. But we also need a big wide receiver as well, just to complement everything else we have with Jahan Dotson being a great route runner and being shifty, to Terry McLaurin, who is very reliable no matter where you throw the football. And, he's fast. And to go along with everything else we have on the team, I think that's something that we need. We need somebody big. And the fact that we're in the air raid system, it's going to be a lot of speed needed. So hopefully we can go out and get a guy like Xavier Legette. And I think he's very dynamic. And of course, he's a big body receiver who is taller than most of the receivers we have on the roster. And his comparison is DK Metcalf. And that's a huge comparison. And that's somebody that I would definitely want to get. Seeing if we are able to get him in the second round. But I've also heard that he might be a first round draft pick as well. So who knows how this thing is going to go. But I think that's somebody we should get at the wide receiver position. And then, also we got cornerbacks that we could possibly get. Seeing as though we had Emmanuel Forbes last season and he didn't show out to be the number one draft pick that he was. And of course, we've seen it starting with the Eagles game that he really lost a lot of confidence. And throughout the end of the season, he started to gain it back. But his starting role wasn't really there anymore. But with Benjamin St-Juste, we kind of want more. We want more from Benjamin. Seeing that he got real close to being a Pro Bowl cornerback last season with all the pass deflections he had. Because at one point he was leading the league in pass deflections, but as time went on, he couldn't continue it. But I think that wouldn't be the biggest issue for us. I think the biggest issue for us is getting a left tackle, getting a quarterback. I think those are the most important issues that we need solved. And I think wide receiver and cornerback and defensive end, that should be worried about at the later end of the draft. And I think Adam Peters will do a great job of picking those people when that time comes. Seeing as though we have so many picks, and we have 6 picks in the first 100. Right now, I'm not sure if we're going to trade any of them or what we're going to do with them. But right now, we're looking good. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate what's going on. And I just hope that we continue this growth and we only get better. And I definitely appreciate y'all for holding on to this video and to the end. And definitely subscribe to the channel. And let me know how y'all feel and share the video and put a thumbs up on it, man. I appreciate y'all. And I'm out.